Alright, and welcome back to the channel, buddy, and I hope you're doing fine. So, you know the drill with these videos by now. So this is gonna be kind of a podcast episode. We're gonna check out the video from Crysis yesterday, where they were speaking about UI improvements. We're gonna check them out, and let's see what we think about that. So as always, drop your 2 cents in the comment section below so I can see them. And maybe there's something good that I can forward then. And maybe there's something that I didn't even think about yet, which is most likely the case. And with that, let's have a look at the video from yesterday. Developer Insight, let's go. UI improvements.
Hello,
Nice.
I'm Dennis Schwartz, Design
Hey, Dennis.
Director for Showdown 1896. Today we're diving into one of the most crucial topics in our community, our user interface. The UI we launched with 1896 has been a primary focus for community feedback since August.
Okay, this is now a little bit mean. I love it how they say prime focus from community feedback, which means nobody liked it. So the corporate lingo in this one is already pretty nice. I understand it. They have to phrase it that way. I find this kind of funny though, how they wrap this a little bit for us to sound a little bit nicer.
And we'd like to shed some light on the latest improvements, as well as sharing more on what's coming soon. So let's get started.
Nice. Bug fixes first. Sweet.
First up, several UI bugs have been a point of frustration for players, and we're tackling those head-on in Update 2.2 launching mid-December. Stability and functionality are top priorities, and we're addressing the issues that impact your experience most. We will be introducing a fix for the cursor reappearing in-game after alt-tabbing.
Okay, this is super important. I don't get this a lot, but I see it from the community and from my viewers on Twitch and everywhere, basically, that people have the cursor bug. So what that is, well, you tap out during the loading, or you inspect an ammo type during... Doesn't matter what triggers it. You can't really avoid it sometimes, and then you have your cursor on the screen. The issue is that your cursor, once it leaves the screen, can jump to your second screen, and then you lose control of the game. So the cursor alone on the screen is not the biggest issue, but you lose control, and the only way how you can fix this is by restarting the game. Which is great, because I think most of us have by now 2 screens, or at least a lot of them. And if you don't, then having the cursor on your screen is just not fun either. Because sometimes it triggers mid-match, sometimes at the beginning. So fixing this would be huge, really, really huge. So that's awesome.
As well as the memory leak that occurred when toggling the map. We've also ensured your region selection changes take effect reliably without a restart. You will also notice quicker navigation with the addition of a loadout shortcut in My Active Roster, allowing you to set up your hunter and get back into the game with ease. Alongside this, we have also ironed out issues with loadout changes and filter preferences not saving correctly.
Okay, so give me a second here. Issues with loadout changes, sometimes they had a bug, I think that is fixed already. When you wanted to rename your loadout, the game crashed or the game froze. So I don't know what triggered that, but hey. And the filter preference, honestly, this is the one where when you close the game, it's not saving your filters. For example, I like to filter my trades by price, right? So I have like all the 1 points at the top, and then it's easier for me to spend my points. And whenever you close the game, and sometimes you have to do that during a session because the game crashes or whatnot, and you have to reset the game, it's not remembering the filter. So this will be nice. It's not the biggest quality of life improvement. There's 2 other things that I absolutely... well, in my opinion, they're hotfix worthy, but that's probably not going to happen. So I hope it's in 2.2, but let's continue with the video first.
Pressing the spacebar to jump or vault no longer opens the side panel by accident, and the gear UI now loads correctly when hiring a new hunter, even if players currently don't own any. In addition, we resolved an issue with the hunter grid sometimes becoming unresponsive.
Okay, hunter grid issues unresponsive. Okay, never had that one. Maybe it's similar to the one, or maybe it is the bug that I will talk about in a second. Yeah, sure, it's fine. I wanna finish now the UI stuff, and then let's see.
We've also tackled some minor issues, such as supporting dual wield for some unique weapon skin pairings, and fixing the burning animation on the map failing to animate during banish. While this is not an exhaustive list of all the fixes we have been included in the next big update, these improvements aim to make your experience smoother and more intuitive.
Okay, wow. Alright, so first of all, it's nice that they're working on a user interface because they have to do that. And lately they also did some good changes. For example, the preset of health bars. So that is nice. Even that though needs some improvement, because when you unlock a legendary hunter from a battle pass or stuff like that, they don't really count as recruited, so they come with random, bars. And while it's not a big deal, it would be nice to see this being consistent through all the, well, I get a hunter. Doesn't matter if it's from recruitment, a battle pass, when I activate a DLC or something. Would just be nice for consistency. Two things though that absolutely needs to happen in my opinion for 2.0. Dennis mentioned already, maybe it is in the list from all the changes that they didn't go through. Would be insane in my opinion because they're big changes and would be worth it to mention. First of all, when I want to respec my traits, I can only respec traits that are visible in the grid. So if you have your traits and you only see your favorites, and the trait you want to respec from your hunter isn't there, you cannot respec. Which is wild, because then the game just respecs or buys actually the first trait that is available on that screen. So in worst case, if you don't have any 1-point traits available due to filters, then you will actually lose points. Okay, this is something that absolutely needs to happen. Why does the game need to see the trait in the grid for you to be able to respec it? This is something that drives me slightly wild, but there's one more thing that absolutely, well, lately ruins kind of the experience with Hunt, for me at least. And that is that you get locked sometimes in the equipment screen. Maybe that's what they mean with the Hunter grid. If that's fixed, then boy, that's great. Sometimes when you go through your traits or when you get equipment and you want to go back and you want to queue into the game, you cannot go back. You're still stuck on the screen where you see your guns, your traits, and to get out of that screen, you have to open the traits again, and then you need to go back, and then you can go back again to the queue screen. And that is driving me wild, because I cannot do this with hotkeys. That means I have to click there, and it's nuts. It's the same thing that I sometimes cannot scroll. Like I see the bar on the right, and the game just doesn't let me scroll. Like, these three things are just not working the way they should be working, and that's sad, because a little bit of UI talk now right here. The new UI, this is something we have to get used to. The end. I see people, hey, give us a legacy option that we can go back to the old user interface, or just trash this one, go back to the old one and improve that one. That's not gonna happen. We must be realistic with this one. This is the user interface that we have, and this will not change. So the only thing that can happen right now is it can improve. And to be fair, I don't mind the user interface visually that much anymore. It's okay. It proved already a lot that you can just equip all the guns without going into different menus, that you can have your health bars, so it's not just all bad. I think this is very important because the community, when it comes to user interface, is very nuke it and have zero room for anything positive anymore, okay? But the one issue that I have with the user interface in Hunt Showdown is that the stuff just does not work. It's not that it looks weird or that it's complicated, it just does not work. Every time they fix something, something else breaks. And this is sad and probably frustrating for everybody. It's frustrating for the devs, for the people who make the user interface, and it's also frustrating for us because we experience it non-stop. To be fair, I play the game, of course, a lot, and somebody who plays the game, I don't know, 2 hours a week or something like that, would probably not as stressed as me, who plays the game for a living. Which also sometimes makes my words a little bit harsher because, well, I'm passionate about the game, right? I love the game. I mean, I have 8,000 hours, right? And I don't just play this because it gives me money, because other games, surprisingly, pay my bills too, all right? However, every time they improve something, 2 new bugs come. Health bars, great. Some presets, great. That you can equip from without opening 3 inventory screens, nice. But then at the same time, I cannot scroll anymore. The search bar opens up hotkeys that I want to search for something, it's not working, or it's a bug that I absolutely forgot to mention earlier. They kind of have a bug hydra with Hunt Showdown right now. And I'm not talking about the cute beetles, I'm talking about something not working. They fix a couple things, because when you check the patch notes and you go into the bug fixes, there are a lot. They fix a lot of bugs. But some minor ones, and not really the big ones that interrupt the flow. And also the timing of these bugs in your gameplay experience is not great. Because very often you lose in Hunt, because there's sometimes just one token, and that means only one team can win. For me personally, extracting is winning, tokens are just a bonus, but a lot of people see this differently. So maybe you just got wrecked, you got stomped, you didn't get a token, you're frustrated. Then you go back to the user interface, and the user interface kicks you while you're down. So the timing of this is not great, and it just is, you know, a little bit too much sometimes. Because people are like, well, it's just a user interface, it doesn't really affect the actual gameplay. Which is true, but for the whole packet, it's just really... I had this yesterday, I had like an hour, I got absolutely destroyed, I didn't win anything, I died 3 times to dual wielding first bullet headshot, so you're already a little bit on the, okay, this is not the best hunt day. And then I'm getting stuck in the inventory, I cannot respec my trades, I cannot scroll down. It's just okay, this is too much, right? This is not working, so the timing of this... Why do I tell you this? I tell you this because people always think the user interface is not that important because it does not affect your gameplay. It affects your overall gameplay experience a lot, in my opinion. Alright, okay, so with that I hope that the search bar, respecking of trades, scrolling works again, and what was the last one? Scrolling works again, and there was one more. You know which one I meant. I talked about that already plenty of times. Oh, all this rage ruining my memory. Alright, new features though, so we're gonna check that out.
Now, onto some new features we're excited to add with update 2.2. We are bringing back updated versions of some of our previous roster of hunters. All our rookie hunters that were updated in August will now have additional Tough as Nails variants in the form of Survivor and Veteran skins. To unlock these new versions permanently, play and progress your rookies and survivors up to level 50 respectively.
That is cool. First of all, more skins, because some of the rookies look boring. Does that mean you unlock that once and then you can recruit the higher version every time? Or do you always recruit a rookie, then you level him up and unlock then tier 2 and tier 3 to play? Or do you unlock them like skins and then you can just insta unlock tier 3? I think it's that you can insta unlock the tier 3 then. Although I like it that you recruit hunters and the more you play them, they change visually. That is fancy, this is cool. I like this. The next thing is, do you need to get just a recruit maxed out and unlocks all of them? Or do you have to unlock every single recruit and max that out to get his or her variations? I think it's the second one, because otherwise it would be too easy. Still a few questions here, but otherwise, alright, let's see what else there is.
We're also adding a selection of custom weapon inspection animations to the katana, knuckle duster, crack and more. So you can showcase your weapon in a way that's unique to you. It's a small detail, but one we think brings a lot of style.
Now I had already a couple people, they were like, nobody was asking for this. Honestly, I think this is kind of neat. I don't know why they took the dusters, because it's probably with the heavy knife something that not a lot of people pick. But alright. It's always something that adds a little bit of flavor to the game. And I don't mind that. I also think the people who are working on the animations are not working on the user interface. And it's the same thing when people, oh my god, another DLC, fix the game. The people making the DLCs, the skins, they're not working on the code, they're not working on the user interface. Different departments do different things. Okay? Always keep that in mind. Nice. Let's see what else there is.
We've reworked the Bloodline and Prestige screens to give a clearer look at your current level and upcoming rewards. This updated layout allows you to track your progress, view descriptions and stories behind rewards, and see exactly what's next in line as you progress.
Okay, fair.
With some custom ammo types now becoming scarce, ammunition for certain weapons can only be found in-game from looting or ammo swap boxes and can no longer be purchased in the arsenal. Look for the blue hourglass icon to identify which ammo types are affected.
That is nice. Now, this will probably something be that not a lot of people like, because they said just right now the other weapons will get it in the future. Right here they display the Dolch, right? The Dolch, in my opinion, it's a mistake to have custom ammo. It's too strong. The end. Right? Especially after the uppercut got nerfed and everybody who played uppercut because meta switched to Dolch means there's even more Dolch now. I don't know if Scarce trade will be the solution, because sometimes when something is incredibly rare and extremely valuable, it doesn't stay on the map when people die. Right? So people find it, they have a Dolch, they die, somebody else finds the gun, keeps it. So that gun with that ammo stays in the map rotations, right? Stays in the player pool and does not get kicked out. So at one point, I think there will be a crap ton of contraband dogs with special ammo. I might be wrong, so I don't know if there's a solution. It's definitely better. I personally would have done that for other weapons and then just switch it through there. Like Centennial with Bleed, for example. Maybe we have it a month and then we don't, because there is just too much custom ammo on all the guns. The end. It makes the pick rate of some guns go, yeah, basically non-existent. Back in the days, the officer did not have bleed. So if you wanted to have bleed on a semi-auto, quickly firing pistol, you took the new army. And cheap, right? There's absolutely no reason right now to take the new army, besides you like the style and sometimes you really want the Swift. Alright, now you just take the officer brawler, which is 90% of the cases better. Especially after the tool nerfs on bosses, the brawler deals actually decent damage. So yeah, I think this is a good change. It depends a little bit what they will rotate and when they will rotate it. But otherwise, this is a change that I like. Let's see.
Our plan is to continue swapping custom ammo for specific weapons in and out of being scarce over time. We are also integrating a new and improved voice communication system. Now, in addition to talking to everybody in proximity as before, we will also be able to communicate more easily with teammates both in the lobby and during gameplay over a separate private channel.
After almost 7 years, there is Team VOIP. This is great, but also so sad at the same time. People who... This was something that I gave feedback probably 6 years ago. And I said, hey, it's nice that we have in-game VoIP, but lots of people will just use Discord or whatever, right? So the people with the arranged teams being in Discord have an advantage over the people who communicate, well, everybody can hear it who's around them, right? Huge disadvantage. Now they changed this a little bit with the matchmaking, that random teams, they have a little bit of a lower team MMR, but it's kind of weird. So this is something that is nice. There's one more thing though. Let's see if he addresses that. What happens when you die with randoms? Can I still talk to my teammate? This is something that is necessary, in my opinion. Like, you can share infos, hey man, I got killed by this dude with this distance, this gun, had special ammo on it, so be careful. Randoms don't have this. They don't. Or like another pair of eyes checking the bushes for the shotgun sitting in there. I mean, sure, at least when you play with randoms right now, they shut up and there's no backseat gaming, I get that. But still, I think this would be great to be able to communicate the moment you're dead with your teammate in Team VoIP. I mean, other games have that too, right? So why not Hunt? Yeah, that would be something that, in my opinion, needs to be in the game. Let's see if they talk about that.
You will have flexible controls to manage your voice chat options, including muting, color-coded indicators for clarity on who's speaking, as well as dedicated push-to-talk keys for team and all chat channels. These updates open up a whole new level of communication, hopefully making it much easier to coordinate directions when it counts.
They don't mention it.
Moving forward, we have tons more improvements and quality of life updates in the pipeline for UI. It will be the team's ongoing focus as we work on resolving the pinch points highlighted through community feedback and introduce even more new features. We are thrilled to bring you these updates and can't wait to hear your thoughts as our UI continues to improve. Please keep sharing your feedback with us as we continue working on making this experience the best it can be. Okay.
Nice. So I'm happy that they addressed this. I'm also happy that they're communicating a little bit more lately. Because dang dude, it was quite rough the last couple of months when it comes to communication. And then one more thing, and I think we can't wait for that one. Did you see this? That's Lawson Delta. And I think this is the spawn Goddard docks. Which means that there are quite some improvements because it looks like a tower there. No, this is definitely Goddard docks. It's the spawn east of it. Okay, I like it. We need this back. Map fatigue is still a thing. Sadly 2.0 was a little bit bumpy. considering the release, so probably that's why it takes them a little bit longer. And I think they mentioned in the official Hunt Showdown Reddit, with their official Hunt Showdown account, that Lawson Delta will come back in December. This is what are the rumors that I heard. Okay, that's it for today. As always, when you like these podcast videos where I discuss this, give feedback, analyze it, you know, YouTuber stuff, you know, the usual YouTuber cringe thing. So I know you enjoy this video, right? And then I will do more about these. Cool, sweet. And with that, let's roll the outro. Yeah, and that's it for today. I like what they showed. I like that they communicate more. There were a few things missing, but maybe it will still be part of 2.2. And then the game improves for everybody. Without, you know, I hope not too much breaks in the process. The Bug Hydra is sadly a real thing. They get rid of one and 2 new appear. Bit of a shame. But you know what else is not a shame? Exactly. My patrons, thank you very much for supporting me over Patreon. I could not make it for the coffee time this weekend. It's gonna be the next one. Patreon post will come this weekend. Sweet. Thank you very much for all the support that you're sending my way. Thank you for watching. User interface is definitely a very controversial point in the Hunt community. I see you in the next one. Until then, have a good day and bye-bye.